Hello, my name is Stewart Hoffman, and today I'm going to discuss with you snare drumming and the relaxed stroke. Relaxation is of tremendous importance no matter what instrument you play. You need to be relaxed and tension-free in order to have greater endurance, in order to develop a quicker, more supple technique, in order to have greater control. With snare drumming, you need especially good control when you're moving from very loud to very soft passages. And of course, of utmost importance is that you stay relaxed and tension-free to avoid injury. Now, no matter what grip you use, and I use matched grip, the one thing you must keep in mind at all times is that you are dropping the stick rather than hammering the stick down into the drum. The hammering will create a tremendous amount of tension. With the relaxed down stroke, the most important thing you have to consider is that you drop the stick into the drum, not hammer it down into the drum. Now, in order to do this, you just want to make sure all the muscles in your arm are as relaxed as possible. So we're going to start with our arm hanging by our side. Just lift it up from the elbow, keeping it relaxed, letting it fall wherever it falls by the side, not out like that, just hanging. You want to feel this weight at the end of the stick and have all the muscles down your arm sensitive to that weight at the end of the stick. We're going to need that to fall into the drum, and we have to be aware of that weight there as if it's pulling down on our hand. Now, you also want to make sure that your fingers are in the right position. You don't want any tension building up in your hand because you're squeezing anywhere too hard. Now, there's a tendency sometimes to squeeze here in the fulcrum, and so that this muscle here becomes very hard. And of course, if there's tension there, it's going to end up moving all the way up your arm. So you want to hold your sticks so that you're not squeezing, you're not creating any tension where there needn't be any. I'm just have my third and fourth fingers curved under the stick, and they're supporting the stick. The thumb and the index finger are around the front, creating the fulcrum, but I'm not squeezing. The thumb's at the side, the finger is excuse me, underneath the stick, curved underneath and just supporting it, as are the third and fourth fingers. And basically they're just preventing the stick from swinging from side to side. So with that support by the stick, you don't really have to squeeze anywhere. You're just shaping where the stick is falling. You're just making sure it's going straight up and down, and you're not squeezing anywhere in order to control it. You also want to make sure, as I mentioned, that the stick is going straight up and down. If you give a glancing stroke to the side, it's going to go off to the other side. You're going to have to come back to get back to the drum, and you're going to be going in circles, going to create tension. It's going to be a lot of wasted energy. Basically, you've got to go straight up and down, and the way I recommend you do that is being sure that your wrist is pretty flat. The wrist moves most naturally this way, not this way. If you hold your stick so that your arm is twisted like this, you won't have that flexibility that you do need. And of course, if it's twisted like this, there will be the tendency to come in off the side. So you want to keep your wrist flat as you can, and go straight up and down. With this first exercise, we're going to practice dropping the stick as a dead weight. Now, if my arm is totally relaxed and in position, about 18 inches above the head, I'm going to drop it, and without tightening up at all on the point of impact, I'm going to keep the drumstick as close to the head as I can. It's resting, I guess, about an inch above the head right now. So there we are, 18, and just drop it, and it stays there. You'll notice there's no real wobble, there's not a lot of motion, and basically what you're training yourself to do is drop that stick without tightening up when it hits the drum. The higher you drop it from, the greater the tendency there is to tighten up at that point. But if you can train yourself to do that, you're on your way to a really relaxed stroke. Now the second exercise we have to look at, of course, is the one that incorporates the rebound off the drum. Now, it will rebound quite a bit on its own. We want to kind of pick up, if we're playing consecutive strokes, follow that rebound up as smoothly as possible. Now, if you hammer with a lot of tension, and I find this with a lot of beginning drummers, then you're working against that rebound. What's happening is people will start drumming, say single strokes, and without even going very fast, they get into this buzzing kind of a thing. Because they're working against the rebound. What's happening in slow motion, more or less, is the stick is coming down, hits the drum, wants to come up, but you're so tight and still pushing down and insensitive to that rebound that instead of going up like the stick wants to, it's coming back and hitting the drum. 2, 3, or buzzing, or whatever, how many times it does so. And basically the student loses control. So no matter how quickly you're playing, you still have to be in sync with that rebound so that you're not buzzing. There is a time to buzz, and that's not it. So it's the basic effect when you get this going is as if you're dribbling a basketball. Just being very sensitive to that rebound off the drum. Now I'm going to play some paradiddles in order to demonstrate the points I've been making. First of all, you're going to start with a higher stick for the louder note. The paradiddle, of course, is 4 notes, an accented first note, followed by 3 unaccented notes. The sticking is right, left, right, left, left. So we relax, put our hands in position, and drop our first notes. Staying as relaxed as possible, listening for even balance of notes between the accent and the unaccented notes, feeling the weight at the front of the stick. Try playing legato. So to sum everything up, you want to make sure the muscles from your shoulder all the way through to your hands are relaxed. Your finger position is supporting the stick, not squeezing it in order to keep it in place. You want to drop the stick, not hammer it into the drum. And you want it to move straight up and down with that wrist in position in order to do so. You want to be in sync with that natural rebound off the drum, not fighting it. And by keeping these few points in mind, you should be able to develop a quicker and more fluid technique.